Okay, now we're at part two. What I acquired while I was gone, or when I washed my hands, was I got a knife to cut my noodles, a rolling pin, and we're gonna put this right on top of our board so it's easier just to pick up and clean. And I got a little extra flour, okay? So what you wanna do is take your flour, this is called sachet, or dust. Take your dough out, and if you feel this, it's super soft. You don't want to over flour this. You just want to put some on there. This is going to soak up some more flour though, because it's just a, it's just an egg and oil base. All right, you should feel this. This should not be hard. This should be like just super, super soft. All right. Next part, we're going to flour our pin, rolling pin. Now when you roll this out, you don't want this. You don't want to smash this. It might stick a little. That's fine. Just put a little more flour on there. Just go slow with it, okay? You don't want to smash this. You would just want to use the rolling to be, that's what's going to flatten out your noodle. If it starts to stick, just add some more flour, okay? Keep rolling it. Fold it back. We do have machines for this, but you guys are not at that level yet. If the more you press down on this, like if you try to smash it, you're gonna push out. Basically, you're gonna get a very sticky spot. Then it's gonna snag the rolling pin and just go flying around in circles. That's not what you want to do. Okay, so now we have this. We're gonna dust this. It's about the width of this blade, okay? That's how thin this pasta is. I'm gonna flip it. See how it's stuck a little bit right there? I'm gonna flip it over and dust this side as well. So I'm ready to cut this thing. Just be careful with it, because you don't want it to break up. You want it heavily, you want it floured decently, okay? Now, what you want to do is cut your noodles. So you can either cut like long noodles. What I'm going to do is cut this in half. Because you got to remember, pasta dries, well, you're going to dry it out a little bit anyway, but pasta doubles in size. So if you're looking at your noodles like this, remember it's going to get twice that size. So you basically want to cut it about 1/4 of an inch. So just take your knife. Okay, start cutting your pasta. Don't make it super thick, or it's going to take forever to cut or cook. And then also, when you're cutting this, remember that if they're not uniform in size, which you know what that means, if they're not all the same size, they're not going to cook the same amount of time. All right, so you might have some real skinny noodles, and then you'll have some fat noodles, and then those fat ones are going to take forever to cook, whereas the skinny ones will be done already. I'm just going to push this apart because it's not working. Okay, so cut, 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 cut. I know it's fun to watch, but it's very important you do this like this. Otherwise, it's not going to work out the way you want. And then when we cook this tomorrow, I'm going to have some hot chicken stock going, and you guys will cut up your chicken. Well, when we cook this Wednesday, I'm sorry. You guys will just basically saute your chicken, add your chicken stock, and then toss in the noodles. And this will absorb, about double its weight. So you're going to need a decent amount. Okay, so you get the gist of it. So what you do from here, put a lot of flour down. You want to kind of toss these around in the flour so they stay separated. Any wet noodle is basically going to, cling to another noodle. So you want to make sure there's plenty of flour on this. All right, and then I'll use this in a second. Just store them in your cup that you had your flour in, okay? But these have to get refrigerated pretty quick, or they're gonna start to to leach out some of that oil, and they're gonna get real sticky. So that's it. So I'm gonna cut this up, put it in the fridge. This is about what it looks like. Put your name on it. We'll probably leave the lid off of this just so it dries it out in the refrigerator.